Hi, welcome to Tastings TV. I'm Chef Joe Ciminera. You know, we have an incredible show for you today. Well, if you've ever wondered about where to get some incredible pastries, cakes, and all that good stuff, I'm talking about family ran, check out Buttercooky Cafe. Now, Buttercooky Bakery and Cafe is just one of the locations that this family has going on, but we're not stopping here at one location. We're going inside, tasting some creations here, and then going to Floral Park. Taste this. Hey Benny, how are you?
Hi Joe, how are you?
Good, good. Hey,
Good to see you.
It's such a pleasure to be here. You know, I've heard around town, the best pastry shop around here. You got some really nice looking things going on. Now, you know, before we taste, I mean, you might have to wheelbarrow me out, but I mean, before we sort of dive right into what makes this place so special, how did you get started in the business? I mean, we know a lot of the same people, old timers that really did stuff from scratch.
Yes.
And today might be a little bit more commercialized, but here you're still keeping a lot of those old traditions in there.
Totally.
How did you get started in the industry?
Well, I've been working since I'm about 10 years old, 9 years old, and working with my father in a bakery in Brooklyn. And from there, he taught me all the tricks and...
Now, did he come over from the old country?
He did. He came from Italy, from Sicily. Nice. Like anybody else would start in business in those days.
Right.
Washing pots and pans, and from there, moving up to making ices and Italian ices, and finally reaching to the point of decorating cakes and making custards and all that.
Didn't happen overnight, though.
Absolutely not.
So would you say a lot of his like family techniques and artistry is in what you do today?
To some degree. After I worked for my father, I went to, I applied for a job in the Plaza Hotel, and there I honed my
good old Joe Tarantino.
That's right. Joe Tarantino is a good friend of mine, an old chef that we both know, and I worked with a lot of French, German pastry chef, and which really.
So you got a handle on what maybe you didn't learn from your dad, you learned from some of the best, then you combine it all.
The best.
Well, it looks like the best. So what are we going to be tasting today? I mean, I know you mentioned that St. Joseph's is.
Yeah, so being that St. Joseph's is the 19th of March, traditionally they make these sfinge and zeppoli, which we have right here, down here. The sfinge has cannoli cream. The zeppoli has custard cream. That's what distinguishes them apart from each other.
Which one do you like the most?
I like the sfinge with the cannoli cream.
All right, maybe we should try one of that.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Okay, so now, you know, we talked about your dad involved with Albert Bakery, so we really got a lot of good pastry blood.
A lot of history.
A lot of history.
Yes.
All right, so now we're going down with this thing. Now, I noticed you got a fork in there. You know, I was about to go in with my hand,
Dig in, right?
God, where do you start?
There you go. I'm going to take a little piece here. Make sure it's...
Wow. All right, man.
What do you think, Joe?
No, I'm going to tell you right now. That is incredible cannoli cream.
Thank you.
No, it really is creamy. Is that like impastado?
It is impastado.
Because a lot of people try to, this is good stuff. And you know what? Not overpowering with the sugar, but I taste everything else. It's a perfect combination. Nice and cold too.
That's
One
it.
thing I can't say.
Right temperature.
Yeah, it's got to be the right
No
temperature.
question about it.
And then the pastry is like just butter.
Yep.
I mean, really, really moist. I'm going in again. I'm sorry.
There you go.
but-
Enjoy, indulge. I'm glad you're eating. You make me feel good.
God. To take a second bite of that, knowing what else I have to eat, this is saying something.
We only make it once a year during the St. Joseph holiday.
Wow. All right, so now it's not stopping here, and I'm very happy.
Okay.
So now let's talk about the eclairs. Now you got eclairs,
We have eclairs,
cake pops.
We have cake pops. We have an array of mousse cakes.
Now we got a lot of mousse cakes going on here, but we're gonna also get the other shop that's got the cakes too.
Yep. Down here, this is.
Now these are the eclairs.
These are all
good looking.
We have a good, at least 10 to 12 different types of gourmet eclairs.
I mean, this is incredible looking stuff. I mean, really, I mean, I've been around the world, and when you look at these pastries and how the color is balanced and how neatly they're presented, you know, you're not a wholesale company where you're doing 500 of these a day. It's you're really taking your time and
Personalize
handmade
it.
too.
Handmade.
That's another thing. It's like, wow, who's hand making stuff? So top winners.
Well, top winners like tres leche eclair. That's it's a Spaniard pastry.
It's a well-known one.
Very popular. It's 3 different types of milk, topped with some dulce de leche. It's a little sweetened caramel.
Yeah.
And finished with
I
some.
mean, how do you come up with this stuff? Like, do you change this regularly?
We
or
do.
just-
We do it seasonally. Right now we're going into the spring mode. Although it's not spring yet, but we're trying to get a head start. And I do change it occasionally. Yes, seasonally. I do change it often, yes.
So which ones are we tasting here tonight?
I mentioned tres leche. Why don't we go with that? And maybe perhaps a
All right, let's try a tres leche.
tres leche.
All right, so now we're gonna try this tres leche cake. Now, I've had the big cake before, but you have masterly put it in a cannoli type of, or an eclair.
Eclair. Not me, my son, Francesco.
Which we're gonna meet him, right?
Yes, that was my
All right.
son on this one. He decided to attempt
dig in.
Yeah, we'll both do it. Let's try this. All right. Let's stick it to this thing. Let's try this.
Wow.
Taste the
Yeah.
dulce de leche inside.
People are gonna love this because they don't have to order the big cake, right?
It's an individual size. You don't have to. I'm sorry, I'm speaking
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my mouth, Phil. You don't have to have a large amount, and it's enough for one person.
But I know that when I want to order this, I have to order usually.
We
the
have that
thing.
cake right down here. I can show you that.
This is great because you just grab this thing and we're okay.
It's
with
enough
it.
for one person. You know.
But now it doesn't stop here. We got cake pops. What's the most popular cake pop?
Red velvet. These are normally for the kids, you know.
Right.
We try to cater to everyone. We have an array of cupcakes which you're going to wrap around that side down there. But these are, I guess, a red velvet or Oreo.
Wow.
There's a black forest. This is something new.
Now should we try one of these now?
Why not? You ready to dig in?
Should we try one of these red velvet?
Red velvet.
You know, the color of these, I know that it's like a kid's novelty, but
Right.
you got it definitely to the next level.
So,
You got a whole production facility up there.
We do. And I'll take you upstairs whenever you're ready to show you how. Yes, cake pop.
All right, now this one's the classic red velvet.
Yes. It's dipped
Now
in
what-
white chocolate.
Wow, look at God. What would be in a red velvet for people that don't know?
It's usually mixed with cream cheese and a red velvet cake mix, and that's all it is. It's moist, should be moist, and
Very
flavorful and
Yeah.
reddish color. How is it, Joe?
Very good.
Yeah.
Wow. It's filling too. One pop is like.
I mean, it's enough. It's substantial.
So these come individually, right?
Yes.
Eclairs come individually.
Yes.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So definitely the winner, the Tres Leches Eclair, the cannoli over there, the cream, but definitely St. Joseph's
St.
Day.
Joseph's Day. Yes.
All right, so we're not done yet, because we're going to meet your son,
Yes.
and then we're going to go inside the kitchen, and
Show
we're
you.
going to show, what are we going to show? We're going to show the mousse cake being made?
I can make you our signature cake, which is a fruit salad cake, which has been we've been making it for 50 somewhat years.
So that's an old family
That's an
recipe.
old family recipe. That's
All right,
correct.
so we're going to go, and what's your son's name?
Francesco.
Francesco. So we're going to go inside the kitchen, meet Francesco, build the cake, check out where they do the production of live. Also, just when you thought it stops there, we're going to try some cafe specials that makes this place unique. Let's go. So now we're here, we're getting ready to make some more incredible, or at least they're making incredible pastry stuff. But, you know, Benny, we talked about you got your son, you working him into the business, Francesco.
Greatest addition to the business.
That's good.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank
because
you.
you know sometimes you walk into these father and son places like, yeah, Here's what I said that's, but here you're saying he's a real intricate part of the business.
Big time. He's actually running the third location out in Huntington.
Right.
And he's doing a wonderful job there. A staff of 25 people.
That's great.
He's managing and directing, doing a great job.
So now talk to me about, you know, a father and son role, right? Like, I mean, you grew up eating great food, right?
Yeah.
You had your grandfather, your father, probably your mother, but, you know, how does it translate to what the responsibility that you have to take that role and say, hey, all right, well now it's my turn to carry it for 30, 40 years. And how do you not change those traditional recipes that, you know, came over from Italy, were fine-tuned by your dad,
Right.
then go to you, and then all of a sudden they want to get better.
Right.
That's a lot of responsibility.
You know what? I think my dad has perfected this business. You know, from his grandfather to him. I mean, excuse me, his father to him. You know, they really perfected, you know, every little thing running
It's
a
a
business.
lot of years.
It's a lot of years
Of
between
potential.
both of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was thinking about going into the restaurant business after I was working in the city for finance for a little while, but you know what? Being in this, I have no regrets. I love being in this business, and he makes it easier. Working with him is just, you know, a blessing. I know a lot of families don't really get along. You know,
Well,
it's difficult. You know, but you know, he makes it easy for me to wake up and do what I do every single day. You know?
And to expand it, right?
Yeah,
Because you
expand
guys
it.
are on a roll. man.
Expand it. You know,
That's the intent.
we're
Yeah.
looking for other places. I have a little brother, Benny, who's 22, graduating college. You know, hopefully he gets into the business
Benny,
as well.
come on in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're trying, but you know, he's done such a great job, and you know, just it's hard to follow in his footsteps because you know he's a perfectionist.
Well, yeah, I hear you. When you
Yeah.
get you get food that tastes like this,
Yeah.
dessert that tastes like this, and it's been a success for so many years.
Yeah.
You got to keep it running.
Absolutely,
And
no
that's what
doubt
I
about
say.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So nothing but blessed. I feel lucky. I got a great mom and a great dad who you know set me up for success. So
Right.
yeah.
You're never gonna go hungry.
Yes,
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
And you stay thin.
We
So-
try.
This
He's
has
in good
gotta
shape.
be the recipe. You can eat all you want there, and you don't get heavy, right?
That's
So-
right.
Absolutely.
It's the secret. Not too sweet.
All right, so now we're gonna all participate, or at least I'll try to participate in making this cake.
Come on, Joe. You're
All
a
right.
chef. You can handle this.
Yeah, I'm not a pastry chef. There's a big difference. All right, so what do we do to get started first?
All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a Marianne's type of sponge, which is a chiffon sponge, which we have prepared. We make hundreds of these
Nice.
every week.
Nice and airy.
Airy, so
really
chiffon
looks
cake,
good.
which is made with egg whites, and that's what it's about, airy.
Very nice.
I shaved it out a little bit before, and I'm just going to douse it in a little bit of simple syrup.
And this is how we do every one of them.
Every cake in the store gets some simple syrup, and keeps it a little moist. Helps keep the freshness inside. Okay, Joe, I don't know if you want to attempt. You
Yeah,
wanna put
yeah.
a spatula, put a little custard in there.
Right here?
That's it. Beautiful.
More?
That's it. Too much.
All right.
So I'm gonna just take it out a little bit. Put that in there. My assistant put a little too much. It should have come to a little less, but it's okay. And then we make our own pineapple filling. Just put a little dab of that in there. Let's give it a little hint. Okay. And on top of that, then, Joe, I don't know if you want to help me again.
Yeah, sure.
We can cut this banana. We can open up this banana here.
All right. One in each.
Well, I did one. Let's try one. We have that spot.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
And just nice, like straight down. There you go.
Like that?
There you go. A little thicker, Joe.
A little thicker?
Beautiful. Keep going. We're gonna need a bunch of those. And what we do, we line them up like soldiers around the side. You wanna try, Joe?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Keep you working.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you take your wicked off?
Yeah,
today?
exactly. This
Come
is,
on.
this is the pastry business.
I don't know,
Everybody's
Joe.
working.
I think
And then
it's
put some
pretty
the rest of them in the middle.
Yeah.
All right, you can cut another banana, Joe. And we're on top
I
of it.
love to see the fact that it's by hand. step
Everything.
by step. You know what I
Everything
mean?
here we do. Everything. This place is a scratch bakery. We make everything on the premises, and we do. That's why I keep so many people employed. Because we do everything by hand.
Yeah, well, you know what? And you know,
All right, no machines. Yeah, John, toss that in there. All right. Then we put some diced peaches. I diced them a little earlier. Okay. Finally, some fresh strawberries.
oh, it's beautiful already.
Yeah, can't go wrong with this.
Now I guess that sponge cake is really what's going to help soak, you know, any moisture that
That's
goes
correct.
down, right?
That's correct. Joe, I think I'm gonna.
And that's a big pastry bag.
That's a big pastry bag.
I guess you need it, right?
We do. We do a lot of cakes. Like I said, all day long. You just want to toss some in here, Joe, for me?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many of these would you say you do in a day?
Anywhere from 60 to 80 a day.
Also, all those butter cookies that you might have saw outside, we pipe all those by hand as well. So
Really?
that's why we have this big bag. You know, it takes a long time, but
Well, like you said, that's why you got to do
yeah, that's
that.
exactly
Right?
Exactly. You know, he's mastered it, to say the least.
I'm all right. I get by.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a comb, pastry comb. Okay. Let's put this
You
side
guys
here.
eat this stuff all day
Oh,
long?
I do. Can't you see the way I look?
You know what?
Pretty thin, that's what I was going to say.
Joe, before I got into the business, I'd always give my dad a hard time about, how do you eat all this stuff? I can't understand it, and being in the business, when everything's coming out fresh,
Yeah,
hot in the morning,
you got quality control.
I'm guilty of both. Yeah, quality control. You have to taste
Yeah,
it.
you can convince yourself to do it. Find a lot of good reasons why you should stuff your face.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is just like second nature to you. Right? This is like signing your name.
Exactly.
And then you probably got to be just as quick doing it, right?
You know what? That's the most important thing. I feel like at these hotels, they tend to be a little slower.
All right, what's the final touch?
I'm just gonna finish it with a flared strawberry.
Now, one thing I really find interesting about this place too is you make your own fresh whipped cream, right?
Yes.
The day where you can get, another product in a bag, you guys take the time, right? Heavy cream.
That every day between butter and heavy cream, we go through.
On a farm.
Yes, pretty much. We go through about easy 600 to 800 pounds of butter a week.
Well, and at the end of the day, this is called again?
A fresh fruit salad.
Well, here's a fresh fruit salad that's got my name on it.
There you go.
We're not done yet. We got lollipops, cake pops coming up next in the cafe, so don't go anywhere. All right, so Benny, we're here. Francesco, we
Yes.
got an addition to the team, Chelsea.
She's our cake decorator.
I heard that
specialty.
she's the cake pop lady around here, the queen.
One of the best.
So,
One of the best.
I was just complimenting downstairs just how good these things look. And when you bite into it, it's flavorful, but also the chocolate has that little bit of crack that you want, right? That hard chocolate, what you expect. And I think where this falls short a lot is it's become so moist that it oozes the chocolate, makes it mealy or whatever. But so what do you do to get started with this?
So where our chefs make the chocolate cake everything in-house. So the chocolate cake I get, so I just use chocolate cake, buttercream, and again this is our new Black Forest. So I chop up the glazed cherries and mix that in. And then we literally, with a ice cream scoop, we just roll the specially sized balls and let them freeze for a minute just to get them hard enough to dip them in the white chocolate.
Wow.
So
I love this place. It's like a big building of each room. Is all right, the chef is bringing us this, and this guy's bringing us this.
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. All right, so after you stick a cake pop in there, so what do you do next?
So I have white chocolate melted here. So I'm just gonna take some of these, dip them in there nice. Let the excess run off. And then I put them right into these cups. Now every cake pop flavor I have is a different cup, just
And
so you
all
know.
these are done by hand?
All of them are done by hand.
Yes.
And then I top them with chocolate cake crumbs and a little bit of these red nonpareils, just so you get the nice Black Forest feel.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Now this times whatever,
The
200 a
times,
day.
at least. Usually it's 100 of each flavor.
20 varieties.
Yeah.
I love it. So now we also do things like cupcakes and stuff like that, right? They come
Absolutely.
over here. Wow,
Yep, so I do cupcakes, macarons,
what's
and then
your
all
favorite?
the.
Like if I came here today, you
Ooh,
said you
that's
gotta have this
hard.
cake pop.
You know, it's really difficult. The Oreo one is really probably my favorite because
Yeah.
it's got a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of vanilla, and a little bit of
I tasted the velvet, it was out of this world.
Yeah,
All
they're all
right.
pretty good.
Well, thanks for joining us today, right?
Thank you.
From cake pops, now we're going downstairs to the cafe. Now this is where it gets interesting. We got some hot food combined with incredible pastries. We're not done yet. Hey guys, how's it going? Long
Good
time
to see you
no
again.
see. You know, the original location, which is here in Floral Park, has got some of the cake really mastered down, right?
Oh yes, for sure.
Now, I mean, this is a real large variety of cakes, but you do custom cakes, and we're going to see a couple of stuff like that going on in the back, right?
That's correct.
All right. Well, you get to taste anything?
All the time.
I
You know
can
that.
fit a little bit in. You know, the drive over here got a little
You
hungry.
got a little hungry again.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Well, it could get better, and it actually does. I mean, in many establishments, you have the hardcore pumping out volume side, and then you have the artistic side, and that's where we are now. Now, we're watching people make everything from flowers to ribbons and bows, what's her name?
Annalie.
Annalie is making these incredible stuff, and just watching it in the silence in this room. And overall, there's just a lot of talent here. We're gonna view several of the venues here, show you how a big cake is put together, and I'm sure I'm probably gonna have a lot of questions on the way, like is this stuff edible? I mean,
Everything here is edible.
All right.
It's rolled fondant.
Now this is peas in a pod, right?
That's for a cake for this weekend. Yes. we're
Yeah,
Preparing.
you know, this is just a small measure of the amount of talent that's here, that's going to be going on cakes and sent out. So this was done in about, what, 30 seconds? Right? So how many of these you think you'll make this weekend?
A lot, maybe like 10, 15.
Maybe 10,
yeah,
15
yeah,
bangles,
yeah.
bows, this.
You know, we during the week
Looks beautiful.
we prepare for most of the cakes that get put out on the weekends.
Right.
So during the week we prepare all the pieces for the fondant and specialty cakes.
So they have to harden out.
And they have to harden, they have to dry out. Yes.
Excellent.
And then we just place them on the cakes. On the weekend, we have the guy ice the cakes, and we have the girls put the fondant on the cake itself, and then they do their magic.
And all this is done by hand. That's
all by
the
hand
incredible
again.
part.
It's all but done by hand.
So you may walk in here and say, hey, I need a dozen balloons. All right.
No problem.
Right.
I got these.
They
these
make it
ladies,
up and they're ready to go.
and they-
Where does the inspiration come from? Like, is there any research into how something's made, or is a lot of it just...
Yes, Annalie especially, she does a lot of research. She's always coming up with new ideas, new mechanisms, machinery that can spice
need
up.
that.
Yeah, you do.
You kind of
Yeah.
have to with the new trends coming out every week. You just
Exactly.
got to keep up to date, and she does a great job. Just making sure that she's on top of it and looking up new stuff. So
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
awesome.
And most of it, a lot of times, the customer, the client themselves, come with all these ideas. They
Yeah.
go through magazines, websites, and we incorporate all these different type of. They like one cake and they like another cake, and we put it all together. We blend it all together somehow.
Yeah, it comes together.
It all
in the
comes
end.
together.
Yeah.
All right, now coming up next, if you think you've seen the chocolate Easter egg, we're going to see a creation that you're not going to want to miss. All right, so now, I mean, yeah, you might be asking yourself, so what magnitude do we expect from these beautiful cakes? And these are just some very small examples of what you'll find here. I mean, but you can see that the art and decor here and just the time that's spent into this is just breathtaking. I mean, enough to where you'll, this close, swear it's real, and you can eat it. So, I mean, I take my hat off to you guys and your whole staff here. This is just incredible. This is actually Sweet 16 cake, right?
My daughter, we made a replica of it, so because we wanted to put it in the front of in our gallery, so the customers can see what we are capable of doing. And
So you've done Sweet 16 cakes. Any celebrity cakes?
oh, we actually have we deal with Z100 Elvis Duran. We do all the cakes for Z100.
You've got some good product. Getting it out there is definitely. I mean, look at this stuff. I mean, gentlemen, everything that I tasted here was just outrageous. For people at home who really want to get to know this place, visit one. How many locations do you have now?
We're on our third one. We just opened up the newest one in Huntington about 5 months ago.
Okay, so there's
3
Bassett,
locations, yep.
Floral Park,
and Huntington. Yes.
And the website?
We have a website, it's www.buttercookybakery.com. We have all of our selections, custom
Gallery.
cakes, cookies. We have a big selection on online that you can see on our gallery. So.
Well, you heard it. Run here, don't walk, taste some beautiful favorites, and look, if you want something that you don't see on the menu, these guys can make it up. Guys, thank you for having me.
Joe, thank you so much. My pleasure.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. I
Absolute
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
And everyone at home, thank you for watching this fun-filled episode of Taste This TV. I'm your host, Chef Joe Ciminera. Remember, there are no rules in cooking. Taste this.